Welcome back. We're heading for even another nuance of complexity in our equation solving. And what's really going to show up today to make things a little bit more complicated is the parentheses. But you're not intimidated by the parentheses. So when I look at this, I want to get x by itself, but x is trapped within these parentheses. Here's my solution. Remember your good old friend distribution, where the 5 flips over to the x for multiplication, flips over to the minus 8 for multiplication. So we have 5x minus 40 equals 10. We've gotten rid of the parentheses by distribution, and now we do the same things you're used to doing. Don't forget, you can check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what they used to say. So instead of writing x minus 8, I'm going to write 10 minus 8. And I'm wondering, is that going to work out to equal 10? Beautiful Princess PEMDAS says do the 10 minus 8 first. It checked out. I'm happy. My goal is to get x by itself in this next problem. X is trapped within the parentheses. There's also an x over there. So we're going to have extra work to do. But the first thing I do is just recopy, and then you should make that sound effect when you do this. I've now gotten rid of the parentheses, and now I'm in a situation where I have variables on the left, variables on the right. I prefer to make the minus 3x head over there because then I'll have a positive result. I now have just x on the right-hand side. It's not anywhere else. So I need to get rid of the minus 8, but also the 7. Get rid of the minus 8 first. Now divide each side by 7. Two more examples. You can see that these have more steps. Some people count their steps, so I think they would enjoy that. I have variables on both sides, but this x is trapped within the parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and liberate it by doing distribution. 3/4 times 8 is 6. 3/4 times 20 is 15. Remember, if you don't like that mental math, get good and used to using your calculator. Recopy the right side. I have a 6x over here and a 6x over here. Normally I would recommend taking this 2x and making it travel over there so the result is positive. But just to go against the grain, I'm going to say, look what happens if you decide to make the 6x go over there. Now on this side, a negative 15 remains. And over here, I have a 40 minus 4x. No big deal. I just have a negative sign on the coefficient with the x, but that's all right. I will now move the 40. And my job is to now divide by negative 4. And so I get x equals negative 55/4. That's fine. Some people might want to turn that into a decimal. Some people might want to turn it into a mixed number. It's really your choice. If I wanted to turn it into a mixed number, I would get 13 3/4. If you're wondering how I would get that without a calculator, I would do this. I would say 55 divided by 4, and I would do a little long division. I have a remainder of 3 divided by 4. Or you could just do the 55 divided by 4 on your calculator. You might like that better. 55 divided by 4 is going to give you a negative 13.75. Another valid answer. Let's do this last problem. Ooh, there's a tricky item on this one. The tricky item is that negative. In these previous problems, we would have a very clear, distinct number to distribute in. But now we just have a negative sign. But think of that negative as a -1 if you feel the need to have a number there, because that's really what that is. That's a negative and then a ghost 1. I'm going to distribute the 3. And now when I distribute the negative, or the -1, I get a -2x, and then a negative times that -7 is +7. There's some danger right there, because I bet a lot of people would be tempted to write -7. But remember that negative distributes to both terms. I'm now going to make this -2x travel over there. I'll add 2x. Recopy everything like I have OCD. Move the 15 over to the other side via subtraction. And now, if I want to get x by itself, the 8's attached. I divide that side by 8, that side by 8. X equals -1. Please keep in mind, if you feel like it, you take that -1, plug it back in there, and there, and it should make the two sides of the equation equal, or that is not a correct answer. All right, that is these more complex equations. The next video is going to have some weird, wild, wacky stuff. Prepare.